now, South Carolina Congressman, GOP freshman class President Russell Fry. Great to see you this morning, and thank you so much for joining us. You watched that 60 Minutes clip where he calls President Trump irresponsible, and yet this is another case of hypocrisy because we're finding out there were classified documents from when he was vice president as well. So how do you square this?
You know, I really don't know how the administration squares it. They have made this a top priority for them. You know, where is the raid? Where is the special prosecutor? Where are all the theatrics that come about from this? I mean, these documents were uncovered right here, and you know, the statute's pretty clear. So I think we should hold him to the same standard that we held President Trump.
Yeah. Meantime, President Biden meeting with Mexican President Obrador in Mexico City for day one of the North American Leaders Summit, and that was yesterday. Here's what he had to say fresh off his first trip to the southern border on Sunday. Listen.
We're going to discuss how we can further deepen that relationship, not only in Mexico, but the Western Hemisphere. We're also going to discuss our shared security, including our joint action to address the plague of fentanyl, which has killed 100,000 Americans so far, and how we can tackle irregular migration, which I think we're well on our way to doing.
Biden claiming that the two countries are well on their way to ending the border crisis, despite the record surge of migrants that we've seen. He also understated the number of Americans who died due to fentanyl. According to the CDC, nearly 195,000 Americans have died by synthetic opioids, with the most deaths being from fentanyl. So, Congressman Fry, I want to get your reaction to this, because you look at what's happening at the southern border and you read about it, and you see the reports that we have on Fox Business and Fox News of people coming across illegally, and the president's account of what's happening is completely different.
Yeah, look, his visit to the southern border is a day late and a border wall short. I mean, at the end of the day, we have record amounts of people coming across this into our country. We have record amounts of death from fentanyl. It's poisoning every single community in our country, every single state. And really, he's paid lip service to this really today, but it's taken him 2 years to even acknowledge that there was a problem. We really have got to get a handle on this, and this affects all Americans. I mean, you look at states like South Carolina, think about the number of border crossings. If you took 2/3 of the entire population of the state of South Carolina, that's how many people have illegally crossed into the United States since he's been in office. I mean, it's just an astronomical figure. It's a national security issue, and Republicans, thankfully, are going to get to the bottom of this in this Congress.
Yeah, and speaking of some work that House Republicans are doing, they're targeting the IRS in the first piece of legislation to pass the GOP-controlled chamber. The Family and Small Business Taxpayer Protection Act would rescind almost all of the $80 billion in IRS funding that Congress approved in the Inflation Reduction Act. Congressman Fry, you're a co-sponsor of this bill, and I want you to tell us more about it.
Yeah, listen, I mean, this was the IRS supercharged under a Democratic leadership in the last Congress. What we see now is we know, according to the CBO, that 1.2 million more audits will be as a result of this of these IRS agents. We know that they will target middle-income Americans and low-income Americans making less than $200,000 a year. That's where the bulk of the funding comes from the CBO's own estimates. So repealing this, growing the IRS is now bigger than the Pentagon, the State Department, and the Border Patrol combined. I mean, it's this astronomical growth of government. And so getting back to some fiscal sanity, I'd rather see that money focused on the southern border, like we just talked about, than dealing with audits for average Americans.
Congressman Russell Fry, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Great to see you.
Great.